We built our own outdoor dog bathing and grooming station at our house for our 5 dogs. And I want to show you how we did it because a lot of people ask me this question. Basically, it started when I moved to Jacksonville and I was trying to find a new groomer, and I tried 2 different ones and it just didn't work out for various reasons. And the last time I got Mahi groomed, they charged me an extra $75 for inconvenience and difficulty fee. And I'm like, she's gotten groomed her whole life and she's never had that issue. Like, I've never dealt with that. And so I just decided I'm going to start trying to do this myself. And I basically just asked my husband to build me something outside because A, we live in Florida and it's warm enough. And B, I don't want to groom 5 dogs, 3 Great Pyrenees in my house and totally destroy the pipes or whatever with all the hair that would be in there. And basically I asked him and he said, okay, well, let me see what we can do. And then he built this. It's nothing special, but it did require a little bit of work and some different things we had to go buy. And I'm going to show you everything of how we did it because it was under, I think, $300 total. It wasn't that expensive at all. And it has saved us so much time, so much money, so much stress on my dogs, which is the biggest thing, because I don't want to put them through any unnecessary stress that I don't need to. All right, so the one thing that you want to make sure before you start doing this is that you obviously have the space to do it. You don't need a large space. This is really like 6 feet maybe by 4, so it's not super big. You likely already have a spot in your yard. These are next to our AC units, and so it was just grass and mud, and there was nothing there. And so we figured we'd make good use of it. The things you want to make sure you have are obviously a hose in this area because, of course, you're going to need that. And then I wanted to put it under an awning so that when it rains, all of this stuff doesn't get all wet and soaking. And so just a hose and an awning if you want. You don't have to have that, but a hose is necessary. So like I said, this was just grass and mud before. You can see my shadow here. This was just grass and mud before, and what my husband did was he poured this curb here. He just went to Home Depot and got maybe like 5-6 bags of concrete, mixed them himself, and he made this curb. And the reason we did that is because we wanted to make sure that this was going to drain and not just be a bunch of water sitting here and mosquitoes would come and bugs and it just turned into a mud pit. That is what we did not want. Because as you're washing dogs, obviously all of the water is just going to go on the ground. And so adding the curb, and then we went to just a rock store, but you can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and we just got a bunch of white rock because that really helps drain and just not have this whole spot, like I said, be a mud pit and start dealing with erosion problems. I can't remember how much rock that he got, but this is just like the cheap white rock that you get. And we poured the curb, let that dry, and filled it with rock. And that was basically step 1. That was definitely the most expensive part, was the rock and the curb, which even then, I think it was total maybe $125 for all of that. Maybe, I could be wrong, I will double check. I realized that I'm gonna need to like raise this up. So we did put some cinder blocks. We just did 1 layer, but you can do a couple layers of cinder blocks if you wanna raise it up even taller. We just had these laying around our house, and so we just used those. But obviously you can build a platform if you want. We just have really heavy dogs, and so the cinder blocks was the best option. The next thing we needed was this tub, and so we went to Tractor Supply. You can go to like your local feed stores. Sometimes Home Depot and Lowe's does have these. These are called water troughs, and we got the almost biggest size. This is, I think, 90 gallons. But all the feed stores will have them. And in here, it's just a water trough. And there is a drain. You can also cut one in the bottom if you want, but we didn't. We just kept that, and we'll dump it over when we need to. But depending on the size of your dog is what size water trough you're going to get. This one was $90 or maybe $85. And other than that, those are the only things that really cost money, was the curb, the rock, and the water trough. Next, obviously there's a hose here, but we wanted to have a hose head that was more hands-free. And so we got this one. It's called the Paw Spa. And let me actually get this camera on a tripod so I can show you this. Okay, so this paw spa is super cool. I like it a lot because all you do is the shampoo goes in here and you just screw it on. And then this has two settings. So the first setting is just water. So I will use this, just grab it, I lean it over the tub, and it's just water. I'll turn on the hose. So I'm rinsing them, I just need water, and I do that. And so just water, and then the second option, it starts spraying out the soap too. So you can then, instead of like grabbing the bottle of soap and putting this down, you have the soap coming out already, and then when you're ready to start rinsing, you just switch it back to rinse, and it's good. This has really been helpful for me just for like hands-free stuff, so I'm not grabbing a bunch of stuff. And all you do, let me turn off the water. All you do is, it's super easy to attach. You just do this, unattach it, and then you can just put your regular hose back on. But I pretty much keep this on at all times because we don't really use this that often, but it's really easy. This I think was 30 bucks and I use it all the time. I love it. This is called the Paw Spa. It's from Oxygenics. I'll put a link down below to go grab this. I don't have an affiliate or anything, but it's still nice to have. Okay, I almost forgot to show you this product. This is my favorite. This is a dog shampoo massager. And basically, you put the shampoo in here, and then you press this button, and it starts, the shampoo comes out, and you start massaging it into their skin. Oh, and it gets all foamy, and it gets all fluffy, and it gets deep down into their skin, massages their fur, massages the shampoo into the skin, into the fur, and gets them really clean. I love this product. I'll link this one too. I don't have a discount code, but it's just a 10 out of 10. Like, it's inexpensive, and it's worth like the 20 bucks that it is, because you actually get your dogs clean, which is super important. And then all I did here was, I had this old table here. I didn't want to buy anything. I put it right next to here. So as I'm standing, I usually stand right there when the dogs are in the tub. And I just grab what I need from that table, and that's that. It was free. These are some of my favorite products. Earth Rated, I love their double coat shampoo. Like this'll, I don't know if this is their, why is this not, hold on. I love Earth Rated products. This is their 3-in-1 dog shampoo, the double coat. They have short coat, medium coat. This smells heavenly. It is white tea and basil. I reach for this pretty much every single time. And I like this tip because with my Great Pyrenees, it actually will like get down deep in there with this long nozzle and get to their skin, because not getting all the way to their skin, they're not clean. The dogs need their skin clean, not just the hair. This will get the shampoo all the way in, which I like. Another Earth Rated product is this dog refresh mist. I will use this after they're dry, but sometimes when the dogs smell, I just spray this on them and it smells amazing, like they just got out of the groomer. And so I'll put these two links below in the description. Two of my other favorite products, Veterinary Formula just makes great products in general. I love their stuff. This is their medicated shampoo. I do like to switch between this and the Earth Rated one because Lily, who is my middle Great Pyrenees, she has sensitive skin, and so this is the Veterinary Formula anti-parasitic medicated shampoo for dogs. I also love this detangling spray. I found this randomly at Marshall's or something. It's a detangling and shine spray for dogs. It's from BioSilk. I'll link these two below too. And I thought this was kind of fun, and it works. And yeah, here's a couple others. I don't know if you guys know, but Raw Sugar actually makes a Fur Kids, like a dog line. And I like this because you spray it and you can scrub it with this. And this is the ear cleanse. This is just bathing products. I have like a ton of grooming products, which I'll do a separate video on. And this is an ear cleanse. It just removes dirt out of your dog's ear because they just naturally get dirt in them. Okay, and then the last thing, I just have a bin of towels. You don't have to have that, but I just like to dry them while they're still in here. And I keep those there So I have them. So that was it. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will do my best to answer them or link anything that is here. But if you just have a small space at your house, this could seriously be such a big time, money, stress saver for you. And it doesn't matter if you have 1 dog, 5 dogs, it could be something that you use monthly. And it's a good investment in my opinion. And I'm so happy that we did it. But don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, put your questions down below. And I'll be posting more videos like this of showing things that we've done around our house to make our house just more dog friendly.